Our next guest is a very funny comedian you know from The Daily Show, and have I got news for you? His stand-up special, Lonely Flowers, is streaming now on Hulu. Let's take a look.
Only time you see an employee at the grocery store is when you do self-checkout wrong. That's the only time you see an employee. You done it wrong, and then one of them overlords magically appear. You know, every self-checkout got an overlord that's watching everybody. You done scanned your wrong, then that loud machine snitch on you to the whole store. You done scanned it wrong, bloop, but remove the last item with your stupid. You don't know how to scan, do you? Boy, get your out the way.
Please welcome back to the show, Roy Wood Jr., everybody.
Let me make it clear. That was just me pointing to somebody I know. That wasn't no Nazi situation.
Oh, yeah. You got to be careful.
One finger.
The one finger's key.
When your hand go up above your shoulder, you got to go to one finger?
Yeah.
Because you can't lose the one finger point to your boy in the bed. Sometimes you bring the left hand and you be like,
yeah.
Because that had me scared.
Yeah, very good advice for everybody. So it's over the shoulder, one finger.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I went down to the White House. You know, that's how you get in the White House now.
How's that?
You don't need no ID at the White House. You just go in, I'm with Elon. And
that's it. And they let you right in?
They let you right in.
Wow, that's really cool.
That's how you gotta do
it just cuts down on all the logistics.
No paperwork, man.
So you, I want to, before we get into everything, Grammys were last night. Your old friend Trevor Noah hosted, did a great job.
That's the homie.
What was your takeaway?
Congrats to Beyonce, album of the year.
Yeah, really nice.
Congrats. What better way to celebrate the final Black History Month?
This is, you think this is the last one?
Beyonce, this is going out of history sale. That's what's happening right now. You don't know? I'm just saying, we don't know. I'm saying, if this is the last Black History Month, it was good to have Beyonce and Kendrick Lamar getting they just do. I'm with it.
It was a nice tribute. It was a nice tribute for the last one.
I'm gonna miss Black History Month. Every month's Black History.
I want to congratulate you on something. Celebrity Jeopardy. You won. You moved on to the next round.
Ass. I didn't win. I did not win. I demolished.
You demolished. Did you go in knowing you would demolish?
No, I was horrified. I barely won. I got lucky on a couple of categories. One of the categories was black colleges. I went to that.
Okay, there you go. That seems I would.
That's not even a joke. That's for real.
Oh, man.
I saw the black college category. I was like, oh, yeah, baby. But it's harder than you think because the buzzer, it's hard to get the buzzer situation together. And so when I was in 7th grade, I had there was a teacher aide, a sub-teacher, a teacher aide. She went on College Jeopardy and lost by $1.
Amazing.
And like proper 7th graders in public schools, we demolished this woman's self-esteem.
You made fun of her?
We made fun of her for a month to almost tears, bro. We kept asking her if she had $1 we could borrow. Just rude. And then that's how karma works. 30 years later, you're on Jeopardy, nervously trying to...
Yeah.
It was so hard. I went on Twitter and just... I don't remember her name or nothing. I went on Twitter, I just said, hey, to the white lady from 92, my bad.
I won't read the whole thing, but this is
That's the gist of it.
That's the gist of it.
The gist of it is, oh my God, Jeopardy's hard. I should have never teased this woman.
Yeah.
And then a lady pops up and goes, hey, I was on Jeopardy in 92 in the Birmingham school system. Was it me? To which she said, I say, well, you got to tell me the middle school so I know you're not lying. And she nailed it. Center Street Middle School, to which I said, oh my Lord, it's you.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
But there's a nice conclusion to this story, which is her Twitter name, Doctor. She's a doctor now.
Yeah, she's a doctor. And she may not have ever become a doctor if me and my classmates had not harassed her.
Oh, you're going to take credit of her medical degree
We
now.
drove her out of public education into the private sector.
You're also just at Sundance. I've never been lucky enough to go to Sundance. It's called Love Brooklyn.
Yeah, man.
Did you enjoy being for this film?
It was wonderful,
Sundance?
wonderful cast. You know, Rachel Abigail Holder, our director. Just a wonderful story about Black love and what it means to be changing yourself in a city that's also changing. Andre Holland, DeWanda Wise, Nicole Bahari, like just a great cast. Cassandra Freeman, I want to miss her. Like, it was Sundance, bro. I've never seen white people so happy.
Really?
Like, I don't know what it is, but I was happy too. Like, I can't even make it about race. Because Sundance, like Utah, it's like about 6,000 feet. It's something about once you get above a mile above the earth, you just don't care about nothing else.
Really?
Like, we were there when Trump was signing all the crazy stuff. When the executive orders was coming down, and like, hey, did you hear the Gulf of America? I'm like, that's crazy. Skiing. Get down to the bottom of the slope. Hey, did you hear, man? He's signing away. Wow, that's crazy too. But I get it. That's where people go to escape the truth, is the mountains.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now you're back, sadly, closer to sea level. Tariffs? Do you have a take on the tariffs?
We gonna learn how much everything costs now. If you didn't know how much stuff costs before, your ass about to learn now. We just got to make everything. That's why, like, all them doomsday preppers and all my friends I used to tease who like, yeah, man, I make my own butter and I make my own ice cream. Now I'm calling them up like, hey, man, you got the recipe for eggs? How do you make your own egg? That's what I need to do. I'm watching all the home improvement channels and stuff.
Yeah.
Man. Like, it's gonna get bad. The thing that I don't like, or that I think the thing we have to be careful about with this administration is to not fall for the smoke screen and all of the misdirects. Like, you know, there's a lot of silly stuff and a lot of silly policies that are gonna come out. But then there's stuff that is legitimately going to affect people. Like, I think this week, talking about shutting down the Department of It, the Education Department, just like, that doesn't make sense. Like,
nope.
like, had I known that all it took to run the country was to become a billionaire, I would have tried harder in school. I wouldn't have been bullying student teachers.
What do you think about the confirmation hearings? Have you taken anything away from watching those?
I get it, but like, I feel like that's, like, the confirmation hearing feel like what should happen before you get offered the job.
Yeah.
Like,
right.
How you get offered the job and then everybody go, let's talk about those kids and the drugs. It's like, wait a minute. That conversation should have happened beforehand. So, you know, I don't know, man. The confirmation hearings feel like when, like, you ever go to meet a girl, like you meet a girl, daddy, and then the daddy goes, what is your intentions with my daughter? But there's really nothing he can do to stop you from going out with your daughter.
Right.
Like, that's what it feels like.
The date's gonna happen.
Yeah, what is your intentions with Lady Liberty? Well, I'm gonna probably put my hand up her skirt box.
Yeah.
What you gonna do about it? And there's nothing I feel a degree of helplessness, but I really am hopefully and cautiously optimistic that the administration will start righting itself and start listening to the people as a whole and not just one side.
You have a wonderful new special, which is, I feel like the timing is very apt because a lot of people are writing about how we're losing connection. You know, people feel very isolated. And what made you decide to approach a special about this idea and the idea about being intentional about our own happiness?
I just think that without a blueprint for deliberately trying to be happy, you can easily get derailed by technology and the news cycle. So, you know, like the idea of lonely flowers, that's who we are as a people. And I just feel like the more we intentionally work to try and come together, the more clear it could be. I've done enough jokes about the chaos in the world. I just figured it'd be more fun to do jokes about how we've been affected by the chaos. And so it's just a message to people to just go out and seek connection, join the fantasy football group, join the book club, go to the sex party if you want to go. Like, do the thing. Like, I'm joking, but like, seriously, do the thing with other people that are into the thing.
If you're lucky, it's all three. You go to some of them now. It's like
book club, sex party,
and fantasy football.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
Your mom, very supportive, has come to taping of all your specials.
Every special. My mom bought me my first car that I took on the road to pursue this.
So she believes in you. She believes that this is the path you're supposed to take. Was she at the taping for this special?
No, she missed it.
Okay. What happened?
She missed it because my mother's been in higher ed for 50 years, and this particular year, last year when we taped, it was the first week of registration for the students, and so my mother, being a college administrator, she chose the job of affording the education of young teenagers over seeing her son talk about being lonely on a stage. Yeah, I sent him my Hulu password, though. It's all
that's
good.
nice.
Yeah.
That was very nice of you. Hey, congrats on the special. Congrats on everything. It's always so lovely to talk to you,
brother.
Roy Wood Jr. Lonely Flowers is streaming on Hulu. We'll be right back with Chef Michael Solimano.